What's up, Yins? Casey Keefer here from HUMANIMAL. We are gearing up for turkey season, and that gets me excited. We are still under lockdown. We've been in quarantine. I feel like I've been in my house for like 3 years. Today we're talking turkey chokes and turkey guns. I happen to shoot a SX4 Winchester shotgun. Pretty much shoot the same shotgun for everything. I'm waterfowl hunting, this is the gun I'm shooting. If I'm turkey hunting, this is the gun I'm shooting. You know, one size fits all guy when it comes to the actual gun itself. What I'm not is a one size fits all when it comes to the choke tube. Before we talk about the choke tube, let's talk a little bit about the construction of the barrel. The barrel is essentially a tube. Can you see that? There's a hole down the center. That hole is what's called the bore. This end down here where the shell goes in, the chamber. From the chamber to the bore, you'll notice that the chamber is bigger than the bore. You see that slant? That's called the forcing cone. So chamber, transition area called the forcing cone into the bore. What that forcing cone does is you pull the trigger and it begins to force that shot string and all of that shot down into a pattern, okay? The business end. That is where the choke tube goes. Some of this stuff might seem fundamental, but I promise you it will all tie together here sooner than later. So just like we have a transition area and the forcing cone on this end, when you put a choke tube in the end of this gun, you also create another transition area between the bore and the end of the barrel. So imagine this barrel, as everything's traveling down the bore, you got BBs spread out like this, right? If they stay spread out like that, what happens is as they exit the barrel, they all stay real spread out. And if they're real spread out when they exit the barrel, wind and all kinds of stuff begins to affect them, and just kind of like a ping pong ball, if you put some spin on it, flies different directions, that's what would happen. That's where the choke tube comes in. So many threads. When you put the choke tube in, you have now created another transition area from the bore to the end of the barrel. They begin to get choked down again, right? Get tighter in diameter, so they start to squeeze together like this. But as that's happening, they're not exiting the barrel as fast. So all of these ones back here begin to tighten up. That means that your shot string begins to shrink. As your shot string shrinks, as your shot string shrinks, it also gets tighter in diameter as it exits, pow, the barrel and heads towards your target. That's it, folks. That is not rocket science. So let's do a quick recap. Barrel, bore down the middle, chamber end, forcing cone, barrel down through the bore, gets compressed, shrinks, exits tighter. As it exits tighter, not enough outside factors come into play to spread it out as quickly. You are going to get a tighter pattern downrange, and you're going to be more effective. Now that we've covered the parts of the barrel and the effect of everything, that the choke tube, how the choke tube works, and how all this works in unison, let's get into patterning a little bit. Okay, so I just got a couple essential things here. Gonna set the pattern board up. Got a pallet, got these nifty Winchester targets in here. So today I'm gonna be shooting Longbeard XR. I am gonna be shooting 3-inch number 5s. As I sit here in the driveway, I can see turkey feathers. Longbeard XR does the trick for me. Let's get to shooting. A little bit high. When I'm turkey hunting, I like to aim right down here at the base of the neck. So the pattern was definitely flying high. Regardless, look at that pattern density. At 20 yards, I mean, that pattern is so tight. It's crazy. Got a lot up here in the brain region, so that's a kill shot for sure. Knowing that is exactly why I patterned my gun though. With that being a little high like that, I'm gonna wanna keep that in mind. If I got a bird in tight, I got a bird in 20 yards or closer, definitely wanna keep that in mind. But man, that's an incredible pattern. All right, so we got results from 20, 40, and 60 on the Longbeard XR. Here's what I think I found out. My gun is shooting a little bit to the right. That's the way it wants to pattern at all distances, at 20, at 40, and at 60. Now that I know where those loads are shooting out of that choke tube, I'm gonna switch over now from the Carlson choke tube to the Pattern Master Anaconda choke tube, and I'm gonna do the same thing, 20, 40, 60. I may have to reuse the target or two a couple times, but we'll make it work. Now that is what I call a 20-yard pattern right there. 20-yard pattern, the Anaconda choke tube. Longbeard XR 3-inch number 5s. As close to a decapitated bird as I think you can get. Look at that. I mean, just blasted them. Night night. Okay, results are in. We got plenty of kill shots. We got kill shots at 20, we got kill shots at 40. We got kill shots at 60. Perfect illustration of why I like to pattern my shotgun. I'm gonna show you here. Let me grab this quick. This right here is 20 yard, 3-inch number 5 Longbeard XR through the Carlson choke tube. This is the exact same aiming point with the Pattern Master Anaconda choke tube. Aiming point very true with that choke tube at 20 yards. This choke tube, high and to the right. Same aiming point, same shell, same gun, different choke tubes. That is why you pattern.